this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining
Oh,
me.
absolutely. You have on my
How are
favorite
you?
shirt.
I know. I was like, let
Yes.
me pull this oldie out.
Yes. Well, that shirt was the first shirt that I bought. That's where I met you. I met the
Yes,
whole team actually that day. Y'all came
exactly.
through and was doing the table at the
Yes, that was
black
back in our
market. That was my
black
first time
market.
being there too. I wear that shirt all the time. I love it. It's still my favorite.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we met back in our Inspire Fire days.
Yes.
Have
I
stayed
love it.
connected since.
So I'm
Very
excited
nice.
to be here and just watch y'all evolution into the Soul Filling podcast and just seeing how you guys have just continued to move into wherever into your flow, like whatever it was that your hearts were inspiring y'all to do, to just watch y'all just move into that and do that was beautiful. So
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you.
very
Thank
necessary and inspiring.
you. Yes. Well, like I said, I wanted you to get on with me because we're doing this mini series where we're just talking with our favorite influencers about various topics. And Tiffany has been on earlier this week. She had some amazing guests, but I wanted to get on and talk about anxiety and do some light yoga just because at first, when everything was going on, I didn't think that it really affected me
Yeah.
until I saw this post that Health Magazine posted, and it says anxiety might look like, and it has irritability. It's a little message that says, "Hey," and it's like, "What?" And I'm like, "That's definitely me right now." Obsessive behaviors. Look, definitely me.
Yeah.
It's not just feeling worried. So it can come up in different ways: overscheduling, overworking, overindulging in food, oversleeping, insomnia, not sleeping, lack of concentration, and just straight up avoidance.
Yeah.
So I just really wanted to talk about that and see what it looked like for you,
Yeah.
during time.
Totally. No, that's beautiful. I'm really glad that you brought up that topic because it's really important for people to understand that we experience stress and anxiety throughout our normal daily lives. And being able to notice how it's showing up and being able to identify and say, hey, I'm noticing that I am a little bit less patient, or I am, a little bit more aggressive, or just feeling really worried or fearful. And it's getting to the point where it's interrupting my daily life, and the thoughts are becoming intrusive. And as you said, I'm physically feeling it in my body. That's when it's time for us to say, hey, we need to reach out for support, whether that's doing gentle movements like we're going to do today in yoga, or having conversation, or writing out what comes up for us, or knowing that, hey, I need some additional support. I need to go to therapy. I need to talk to a professional and get some more coping skills and some more in-depth tools to help me on my journey so I can keep going. So absolutely, to just tie it all together, anxiety is something that shows up with worry, fear, excessive disruptive thoughts, and then it can also show up physically. So we feel that with like our blood pressure going up, so we may feel our heart beating really fast, or even trembling. And so you asked me how that shows up for me during this time. I would say in the some of the exact same ways. I would say I get irritable too. And what I've learned in this journey is like, it's not just irritability, but it is that expression of our emotions, of our feelings, which is our intuition. It's our body saying like, hey, something's going on. We don't feel safe. We don't feel secure. And that's our innate instinct, is to feel those things. And so knowing that, hey, if we feel angry or if we lash out, to not judge ourselves, to be gentle, and again just use that sense of awareness to give us information on how we need to move forward. So yeah.
Yes.
um
Look, and I forgot to make my tea this morning.
uh
But You can definitely, I forgot to let you introduce yourself and to, share everything, all that you do. You're such a talented individual. You do a
Oh,
lot.
thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
You have no idea.
Yes.
Well, my name is Kamilah McShine Gregory, and I am a holistic health and lifestyle coach. And I help people with behavior and lifestyle changes to help with living a lifestyle that makes them feel whole. So we look into working with mind, body, and spirit transformation. And really, we do that by navigating our own personal values. I really believe in this sense of rebellion where we have to tap into our own sense of self. We're processed and programmed and domesticated, as the Four Agreement says. We're given so much information about who we're supposed to be that we really do become detached. And so my mission is to really help our community become more tapped in and tuned in so we can start to participate in our own healing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely needed because even prior to COVID-19 taking over, I just felt like my life was just, I was on autopilot.
Yeah.
Just kind of moving forward. And so just to be able to stop, at first, like I said, at first it was like a refreshing and getting breathing. And then now it's like, okay, dang, I have to really look at myself in the mirror, work on myself, and,
Yeah.
address these things.
Yeah, totally. And even as a practitioner, I still experience that where it took the stop for me to realize like, oh, I was actually moving in a space of autopilot. And with 2020, I feel like everyone agreed in the beginning that we just started rolling. And so when this all happened, it was just like, wow, this feels extreme, but it stopped us and slowed us down in a way that's been a double-sided coin, right? In one space it's been rewarding, but it's been alarming and alerting, and that's what also gives us that sense of anxiety. And so we do have to remember that that's part of the anxiety too. Like, in what space do I feel appreciative and happy and joyful when there's so much trauma and chaos and sadness and loss happening around us? So how do we navigate both of those spectrums of emotions? And how do we navigate the guilt around that and the grief at the same time? So, absolutely. And I did prepare some tools for that
Yes,
as we
please.
came into that discussion. Of course, one of those things being tea, how we nourish our body and how we soothe ourselves is important. So, yeah, a cup of tea, something like that, grabbing a book, having a blanket, creating space, holding space for you to have a conversation if you're someone that's verbal or needs connection, right? This is a space right here for us to address our anxiety and just be with other people that we can heal with and learn from, because we're learning from each other just by sharing our truth.
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful. Is there any specific type of tea that really does help with the calming and just the calming?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm actually drinking one of my blends from Felicity. It's called Lullaby. And this was specifically created with those ingredients in mind. So I have peppermint, lavender, chamomile, all separately are used for relaxation and calming. And so they're all in here. And then there's also orange peel in here, which gives us a sense of like uplifting with that citrus and that sweetness. So calling that in to our lives too. So having that citrus in here, I have ashwagandha root, which is helping us with detoxing, because part of it is that we have to release. So it's okay to feel all the feelings. And it's important for the awareness and grabbing hold of it and calling it. And then we have to release it. And so ashwagandha root with the cleansing and the detoxing, that's what that ingredient is for. And so really using the ingredients around you, what do you want? I want that relaxation, I want that sweetness, and I want to release. So you can join those ingredients together and create your blend, or come on over and I have it ready for you.
Nice. And then we
Yeah.
can purchase those online.
Yes, so I have Felicity Shop. You can check the links in my bio and you can grab your blends there. I currently have the well-being blend, so it includes peace and glow as well. And glow is just another deep nourishing blend. It's really great for glowing skin. It has hibiscus as another one of its super ingredients. Ginger, which is calming and great for reducing inflammation. And then peace has like your rooibos tea, your honey bush, and peppercorn, and that one's really just a deep detox. So to create internal peace was the purpose. So all these blends are like personal affirmations to create space. So whatever I'm looking to create for that day, whatever that intention is, that's what I do. And that's actually the first tip, is creating a morning routine. That's how we can address our mind. So we're going to go through mind, body, and spirit as the three things I want you to take away. And so for addressing your mind, creating a routine in the morning. So by waking up and saying, hey, I'm going to, drink some water. I'm going to figure out what kind of tea do I want. So I'm going to drink lullaby because I want to relax. I want to bring in a sense of calm. So I make my tea and I think about that intention as I drink it. And then I'll go through and, I'll wake up my home. I'll open up the blinds. And so creating that sense of routine is something to look forward to in a time of uncertainty. So our mind has some sense of security that it knows what to expect. Another beautiful part of my morning routine I do love to share is oil pulling. That's where you use coconut oil or olive oil, and it's really great for pulling toxins out of your mouth. But being that it's connected to the mind, up in the head, this is our mind space here. So clearing and cleansing that mind space, it pulls mucus out of our sinuses. And so that helps with clarity. When our sinuses are clear, we can breathe more clearly. So we pull in more oxygen for thinking. So allowing those small things to be a part of a daily routine and a daily ritual, so to speak, to set your intention and allow yourself to personally decide how you want your day to go.
Awesome. Yes, it is really important for me to be on a routine right now because I know, like my family, they're night owls. They like to stay up late.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, still want to, have this night routine. Yeah. And, wake up early, watch the sun, I want the sun to wake me up. So, yes, that's really important to have a morning routine. I love that.
And I love that you mentioned evening routines because some people aren't morning people and we do struggle with that. But I read an article that talked about how our body is innately attuned to our cycle. And so if we pay more attention to when we're sleepy and when we're awake, we may just be naturally morning people or night owls. And that's okay. Ideally, we would want to live our lives in that space, but with society, we can't. We have to get up and go to work. But, being okay with that is a good thing, too. So if you have to have an evening routine rather than a morning routine, or you feel more attuned to something more focused in the evening, that's okay, too.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Is there anything more you wanted to share with everyone?
Well, the next 2 points is about our body and our spirit. So for body, just finding the space of movement, which we're going to do to create space now with our yoga session, because of the physical presence that stress and anxiety does have in our body and in our lives. It is important to move that out physically. So that may be walking. Right? That's where walking away comes from, I think. I start making connections with these things in life. Like, where does that show up in our life? By walking away, right? We're taught that. So walking it out, or breathing, right? Take a breath. Take a deep breath. And so moving that out of our body, dancing, biking, twerking. In our women's tribe, we call it a sacred twerk. Like, let's just twerk it out real quick. And so if you're a dancer, some people express themselves through dance. So you put on your favorite song, put on that music, and just move it out of your body. Have fun. Or go for a bike ride. Run if you're a runner, but don't feel forced to run if that's not your thing. If your body is not strong enough for that, don't feel pressure to do that. Do something else. Yeah. And so we're going to do some movement. And lastly, meditation for your spirit, taking time to just stop and breathe and create a sense of peace for your body. And so I think with the time we have left, we can take those last 2 bits into practice and complete our morning ritual of creating space, drinking tea, expressing our truth and our feelings, and then releasing it.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Before we get started, do you have any other questions? Yes, work it out.
I don't have any other questions. Does anyone watching or listening have any other questions?
No, everyone here is just sharing, like they're drinking their tea. Beautiful.
Yes, Tiff said yes, twerk it out.
Yes, twerk it out. Awesome. All right, yeah. So if you have a yoga mat or if you're in your bed, you can go ahead and sit up straight, or if you want, you can lay down. Also, all right, so I'm going to sit back. And I'm going to keep the music off today because I want us in our meditation and in our breathing to allow our breath to be our music. Let me just adjust this. A lot of times music is beautiful, but allowing yourself to just listen to your breath.
Yes.
When you're stressed, that's part of our awareness, right?
It is. I have the watch, and it always notifies me to breathe, and I usually don't use it, but now I have been. It's beautiful.
Yeah, stop throughout your day, even if it's just for a minute. And we're actually going to do that. We're going to start with a minute meditation, and this is going to be a body scan awareness. All right, so as you sit comfortably on your first inhale, I want you to sit up nice and tall and lift the crown of your head up to the sky. And as you exhale, I want you to sink all of your body weight into the ground. And I want you to close your eyes and start to focus on your breath and just notice how it feels. Take one more breath. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, release all of your body weight into the ground. You can breathe out of your mouth or out of your nose. On your next inhale, I want you to feel your belly as it expands like a balloon, filling up with all the stress that you're pulling out of your body. And as you exhale, I want you to release all of that stress out of your belly as the balloon deflates. Your body continues to sink. Each breath you're building on what you've done. Inhale, extend your spine. Extend your belly, extend your ribs. Exhale, release, sink your body into the ground. Your belly deflates, your rib closes. Inhale, extend your spine up to the sky. Your belly expands, your ribs expand, your heart lifts gently, filling up all that stress that you're pulling out of your body. As you exhale, sink it into the ground, release it. Your belly deflates, your ribs fall, your heart releases. Exhale all that breath out of your body. Take one more breath, pull it all together. Inhale, lengthen your spine, feel your belly, your ribs, and your heart expand. Calling in all that tension, letting the air wrap it up like a big hug. Exhale, release. Allow that release to take over your body. Surrender all of that stress to the earth. Let the earth have it. On your next inhale, I want you to lengthen your spine. This time, send your ear down to the right shoulder. As you exhale and breathe, continue to release all that tension into the ground as we go into these movements. Inhale, bring your head up to center, and then exhale the ear to the opposite shoulder. Start to search the neck for any tension that you feel, and as you call in that stress in your breath, calling it in to be released, exhale and allow that stress to come out of the neck. Give your body permission to relax. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest. As you inhale, bring your chin to center, and exhale, release your hands down to the side of your body. And then inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky like you're grabbing hold of your release. As you exhale, pull it into your heart center. We're calling in release. So as we exhale, we have no space for tension. Inhale, press your fingers up to the sky. Stretch your entire body. This is upward salute. As you exhale, we're going to bend to the side. Right hand goes off to the side. Left hand sweeps over your head, palm facing down. Take a nice big breath. Exhale. We're going to inhale to the opposite side. Inhale, sweep your arms over. Here you want to make sure both of your sit bones are grounded into the earth, so your roots are still connected to the ground. You're still connected to that source that's collecting all your stress for you. Inhale, come back up. Now we're going to go into a spinal twist. As you exhale, take your right hand behind your back. Left hand goes onto your knee and look over your right shoulder. Continue to breathe as best as you can. And just feel this twist, releasing all that tension that's in your spine, that's in your belly. Breathe as deeply as you can. Exhaling and release. Good. Exhale, come back to center. And let's repeat. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Grab hold of your intention. Exhale, bring it down to your heart center. Inhale, stretch your body all the way back up. Upward salute, lift your heart up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to bend to the left. Or bend to the opposite side, whatever side you started with. Palms facing down so you can reach those fingers up to the sky. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. Right hand goes on your left knee, left hand goes behind your back. And still inhale nice and tall. Exhale, allowing your body to deepen into that twist. Allowing that gentle release, don't force. Exhale, come back to center. And then we're going to lengthen our legs. And we're going to do a nice forward fold so we can release all the tension in our back thighs, our hips, and our body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Palms come flat onto the ground. Toes are pointed up to the sky. And your heart is lifted towards your thighs. You want your spine to be nice and long. So you don't want to round your back. You want to lift your heart forward. And I like to think of this as keeping our heart beaming forward so we don't close off and restrict our space from calling in love and receiving all those good vibes we get. Exhale, release anything that doesn't support those good vibes you want. Inhale, come back up to sitting. And let's separate our legs. We're going to do a wide eagle stretch here. Or we're going to do a wide leg forward fold. So our toes are going to be pointed up to the sky. We're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall, and just simply walk our hands forward. You can come down onto your elbows. Continue to breathe and stay connected to that breath. Noticing any tension that you feel in your hips. Oops. All right. I want you all to see my mat. There we go. All right. So what I want you all to do right where you are is gently sway back and forth. Gently sway back and forth and just kind of allow yourself to feel the tension in your hips and your lower back. I like to do this so that I can really feel the connecting space between my upper body and my lower body. Because that's a space where our body connects, our spine joins with our hips, and there's a lot of tendons and muscles in there that get really tight. So we want to kind of mentally connect with that space and notice where it feels tight. And especially as women, we hold a lot of stress in that area. All right, take your right leg and bend it in. Inhale, sit up tall, and we're going to fold forward. Okay. So here we can go onto our elbows. Another thing you can do if you have a pillow, you can come onto a pillow or a block if it feels better here. Or you can stretch your hands forward. Keep your breath nice and full. Inhale, come back up to sitting, and we're going to switch to the opposite side. Inhale, nice and tall. Heart stays forward as we slowly walk our hands down to our elbows. And we want to continue with a nice full breath, keeping a neutral spine. So that means kind of keeping our eyesight neutral. If this feels good, you can extend your hands forward and deepen your stretch. Notice any tension that you feel in your back thighs. And then inhale, gently walk your hands up to sitting. And then we can come back into an easy pose. You can even put the opposite leg in front. And let's just inhale, sweep our hands up one more time. Grab hold of those intentions. Exhale, pull them down to our heart. And let's allow ourselves to hold space for ourselves in this intimate moment. Take a breath as you inhale. Come back to that 3-part breath. Allow your belly, your ribs, and your heart to expand. Calling in the space for your intention. As you exhale, release it into the earth. Whatever resists that intention from holding space in your heart. Sit with that breath 2 more times in your own personal space. Send 1 more breath out into the universe for everyone you love, for everyone you touch, for everyone they touch. And when you're ready, release your palms. Allow that energy to open up into the space and send all those good vibes to everyone we love. Because the reality is we all are energy, and so even when we feel anxiety, knowing that transmuting that into something positive is impacting the universe is something we can all hold on to. And thank you so much for welcoming me into your space and holding space for yourself to release what is informing you so that it doesn't hold you from moving forward. Namaste, everyone. Peace and love.
Namaste. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in with me this morning.
Thank you for
when the
having
city
me.
finally opens back up, where can we find you or practice with you?
So
if we're in the Houston area.
Yes, I am what I like to call a nomad. So I go where I'm called and where I'm called to be. I do corporate spaces, private spaces, and then I also put on public events with What's the Tea. But I'll continue to hold virtual spaces because that's something that I've been doing and wanting to continue. So this is just something that will continue. I do host a donation-based What's the Tea that will continue through April on our Facebook Live page. So you can come through and practice with me on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can just contact me. I do private sessions and hold space for coaching and yoga and also tea. So using all these different tools to help call in that mind, body, spirit healing one day at a time. Yeah, so follow me at Irene_Cam and at Felicity Shop, and you'll see my other platform, Peace and Project, which is our community wellness space for community advocacy and health and wellness.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for joining us, Cam. This was beautiful. We all feel great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remember to drink lots of water. We just released all those toxins and tension out of our bodies. So drink your water, drink your tea, and flush that out. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes. Namaste. Peace and blessings, y'all. So, what y'all getting into for the rest of the morning? I feel good. That was a beautiful way to start my day. I'm gonna get ready to hang out for a little bit, finish drinking this cup of tea. I might do a little bit more yoga. And then I have church at 10 o'clock, virtual church. So, yeah, all part of my spiritual practice. And it's beautiful because I really feel like yoga has was such a crucial part in me getting back into more of my spirituality as I transitioned in my 20s, coming out of college and moving. Sometimes you don't have a church, and I'm personally very, very intentional about where I hold space for church. And so I hadn't been going to church. I was like, I don't know. You have to be very careful who's speaking into your life and who's sharing information with you, especially as it pertains to religion, because religion is an organized construct for spirituality. So like any organized construct, there's different dimensions and spectrums. So it's important for us to be intentional about where we hold space and who is speaking into our lives and who we're getting information from. So yeah, I decided that I would hold space in nature, but my point was that yoga and doing my yoga teacher training and learning about not only the postures, but about the meditation and the practice of being intentional to stop and pray and just be present, right? Because we can't pray if we're not able to be present. And I found that I was just so all over the place that I couldn't stop and pray. I would be so distracted by thoughts, which is normal. But when it gets so disruptive, then that's when you realize that you have to stop and adjust. And going to my yoga teacher training and getting that practice in meditation and deepening that understanding about how it allows us to come to a space where we can then connect to who we believe our higher being is. It was beautiful for me, and that allowed me to create the space to pray. So once I would meditate, I would be able to calm my mind and be able to be more present, so then I can pray and talk to God and begin to intentionally manifest the things that I wanted in my life, as we do, because that's what we're here. That's the power that we have here on this earth, is our prayers, our energy. Our meditation is our time to listen, to download. So yeah, I'm ready to download, and I finally found a beautiful church here in Houston, and we're having virtual church, and I love it. So I'm in it. Actually, you should come through. So I'm inviting you. Our church is St. Peter's United, and they have a Facebook page, and our pastor is Pastor Leslie Jackson, and he's awesome, y'all. He be preaching. So he has a YouTube page. Our church has a YouTube page. And I'm still getting hip to all of this. Sometimes I swear I was born in another, time zone, y'all. Because I do not feel like a millennial sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Whatever you're doing next, whether you're going to church or whether you are holding that space of spiritual connection, intentional learning and expansion in your own space, because that's what it's all about. Growing spiritually, connecting deeper to source in whichever way that you do it, okay? So it's not about judging other people's methods. It's about deepening your own. And so I hope that you all have the space to do that today, so you can connect deeper to self and the power that we have within. Because I want to say, no matter what religion, there's one thing we know that the God that we believe gave us, and that is free will. And free will is power. It's your intentional energy and the energy that you put out there. So we got to learn how to use it. So that's it. I'm off my soapbox, y'all. I'm going to go enjoy my family and enjoy my Sunday. And I hope you all do the same in whichever ways that you can. All right. So peace and love. Hit me up.